Hi, my name is Imran Rao. I'm an IELTS trainer. I've been teaching IELTS for about 15 years. Now in today's video, I will tell you more about the IELTS exam, and particularly we will be looking into the IELTS listening skill, and I will answer all your queries regarding IELTS listening. So let's get started. IELTS listening. Now, the IELTS listening is a 30 minutes test. In these 30 minutes, you have to listen to some conversations between people. There are in total 4 sections of IELTS listening, and you have to answer 40 questions. Now, the sections in this test are different. In section 1, you're going to listen to a general conversation between 2 people. It could be a telephonic conversation. In section 2, you're going to listen to a monologue. In section 3, you will again listen to a general conversation. Could be an academic-based situation in which 2 to 4 students talk. In section 4, again, you're going to listen to a monologue in which a person will deliver a speech on something, or maybe an academic sort of situation in which they pass instructions and you have to answer questions accordingly. Now, in IELTS listening test, the 30 minutes time is to listen to those conversations and answer them. And then they will give you an extra 10 minutes time to transfer all your answers to this answer sheet provided. Okay, as I told you earlier, that IELTS test for listening has total 4 sections. Now, before each set of questions in each section starts, they give you some time to have a look on the questions, and for this they give you only 30 seconds time. So all you need to do is to have a very good look within these 30 seconds to all the questions given, and then the conversation starts and you start answering the questions for that particular set. In IELTS listening test, you're going to be listening to 2 or 3 kinds of accents, mostly the British accent, then the Australian accent, and sometimes you also listen to the North American accent. You have to answer a variety of questions. You have to answer multiple choice questions. Sometimes those multiple choices are, it could be 1 choice question up to 3 choices questions. Then you have the diagram or map labeling question. Then you have this form completion question, table completion question. Then there are 1 word to 3 words, short answers, and sometimes you have these matching questions. So these are the question types. We'll be discussing it in more detail when I will tell you more about how to do the IELTS listening. In IELTS listening, they provide you with the question paper. So this question paper is actually all the written questions, and first you're going to solve the whole listening test on this piece of paper. For in these 30 minutes time, you have to listen, and at the same time you have to write down all your answers. So you can write whatever you want to. They will not check what have you written on your question paper. After this test, they will provide you another answer sheet, which is the official answer sheet of IELTS listening. So in 10 minutes time, you have to transfer all your answers to that sheet. In your IELTS exam, you are allowed to write all your answers. When you transfer your answers on this answer sheet provided, you can write them in capital letters. You don't have to use the capitals and the small letters. So this is a big advantage, I think, because if you write them in all capital letters, then it is better for you because it is easier to understand, and of course you're not going to lose your marks if you're not using a capital letter when you're writing names or proper nouns. This IELTS listening test is not just a test of listening. At the same time, you have to listen and you have to write it down. Means you have to take notes, even though those are the missing words, but you have to write. And sometimes you have to write according to the given sentence. So if something is missing within the sentence, then you have to match that particular word or words with the sentence, with the rest of the sentence. So yes, your grammar will be counted. If there are any grammatical errors, you will lose your marks. And again, the same is the spelling thing, because you have to spell correctly. Though what you can do is that you can write whatever spelling comes to your mind while you're listening, and later on when you transfer your answers to this answer sheet, you can always write the correct spellings. There are total 9 bands in IELTS listening. So there's a criteria though, because there are 40 total questions. So now it depends how many correct answers you give. So your band score depends on those answers. I can give you the general idea, though it depends on the difficulty level of the paper. But again, you could have this idea that if you are giving 22 answers correct, then your band score is around 5.5. And if you are going more than 25 answers, then it goes to 6. And then again, if you cross the 30 line, 30 plus 31, 32 answers, then again you could get around 7 bands. Okay guys, now let's have a deeper look into the IELTS listening exam. Now first we are going to look into section 1, because section 1 is the easiest section. In this section you're going to listen to a general conversation between 2 people. Come on, let's have a look.